Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 14 of Quarter Life Questions. My name is Gino. You are on Sam and Gino's channel. This is a short podcast that I do weekly. It's meant to be weekly. I'm not very good at doing it weekly, but anyway, where I basically discuss things that are going on in the mind of a 26-year-old. If you want to see some of the other episodes, please do go back. Otherwise, please subscribe if you don't already. About 50% of you don't subscribe, so appreciate it if you do. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Also, if you haven't checked out some of Sam's vlogs, they're really good. Sam's traveling the world. I'm living in Dubai. Everything's changed this year, and yeah, let's just talk. So I don't like to plan these things out. Sorry, there's a new. If anyone has updated their iPhone, right? I make videos for work. I make videos for this, and I have to record videos for also work. Anyway, sorry. I record a lot of videos, and they put a new thing across the iPhone screen that will tell you whether it's balanced or not. You know, like whether you're straight, whether the phone is straight, basically. And I guess I got a cheap stand that moves, and I'm kind of moving around, and I hit my foot off it, and it keeps making it. Anyway, sorry, I'm waffling. Completely lost my train of thought. Basically, anyway, so these videos, I don't plan them. I just come on here and talk. I should probably plan them. They'd probably be better. But I don't like to plan things out too much. I don't like to have too much things just set that I have to talk about, because I feel like then I go off on tangents, and sometimes that's when I say some of my best things. And if I have everything planned out, then I find it's very robotic, and the videos don't actually tend to do as well. So today I want to talk about a few things that I've noticed and I've been thinking about over the last while. So one thing I want to talk about is manners. Irish people, I think, maybe I'm biased, but in general, Irish people tend to be brought up with very good manners. Please, thank yous, know how to treat people, just kind of have a basic idea how to be out in public and talk to people. And one thing I've noticed here since moving here, and it's not locals, because people have said to me it's a cultural thing, it's not locals, it's Europeans, Americans, they're rude as shit. They're not rude to me, Joe, but they're rude to other people. They're rude to like the staff in the buildings and like the cleaners and all this kind of stuff. Like, come on! Like I was out going to a viewing the other day. So I was just walking on a path, and there was a cleaner on the path, sweeping away and moving out of everyone's way, no matter who was walking towards him. So I went to walk around him, because I was like, he doesn't need to move out of my way. It's fine. I can just walk around him like. And then next minute, it scared the life out of me. But there was this older guy, and he looked, I don't know, like European. He was a Western guy, like white guy, running around, old dude, like, but jogging along anyway. And instead of just like, he's coming towards the cleaners here, sweeping, and he's kind of coming. And instead of just like moving around him like I was doing, he starts clapping, hey, as he's running. So he didn't have to stop his track of his run, and then the cleaner like jumped out of the way. Sorry, sir. They do this here. It's like thank you and sorry, or I think it means thank you, or hello. But they do this a lot, and they put their hand on their bow. And he starts doing this, and your man just ignores him, walk past. And I was like, don't be an asshole. Do you know what I mean? It's just like move out of his way. Like he's cleaning. You're clearly in a better position in life than him. If you're out jogging in the middle of the day in Creek Harbour and he's cleaning the streets, you know, so just fucking give the kid a break, like. And in the same breath, actually in the same vicinity, just from where I came from, I was going into a building to do some viewings, and there was like this phone. There's like a phone on the wall in the building that obviously, Joe, maybe the residents could ring the phone to talk to reception, and the phone seemed to be like self-answering, which obviously doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And there was a girl then on the desk who was letting me in, and in order to get let into these buildings, usually you have to have like a security pass, and mine hadn't come through yet, so she was just ringing the developer of the community basically to make sure I was allowed in. So I was holding her up basically. So I was standing there, she's on the phone, and the phone on the wall was after answering, and there was someone on it, hello, trying to speak, and basically she couldn't talk on that phone and talking, and she was starting to get a bit flustered or whatever, and then that phone on the wall stopped eventually, so it was fine. She kept on with her thing. Next minute a woman came down again, like Swedish, Danish, something like that, and yeah, I don't know, something like that anyway. It came down like bullying, like if I ring that phone, you speak, you're here chatting to your friends, you know, all this kind of like shouting and screaming. And the girl couldn't get a word in. She was just getting shouted at. I couldn't get a... So then I was like, well, I have to say something. So I butted in, and I said, sorry, ma'am. I was like, the phone answered itself. Actually, it's not her fault. It shouldn't have done that. I don't know what way the phone is, but she was dealing with me. She was on a phone call for me. She couldn't move away from me to talk to you. But the phone, why did she answer the phone? I said, she didn't answer the phone. I said, look, listen to me for a second. I said, I know you're upset. I said, there's no point shouting at this poor lady. She works here 6-7 days a week. You're screaming at her. She's in charge of your security. She's not letting me into your building where you live until she's doing a good job. It's like, just, cut her some slack. Anyway, so she was like, okay. And I thought she listened to me. And then I left to go outside while I was just waiting because my cert hasn't come through. And I looked back, she started shouting again when I wasn't there. But like, just a bit of respect for people. And it's just something, I don't know, I'm sure it's everywhere. But I think it's just because I've obviously only lived in Ireland. Don't get me wrong, I've seen it. It happens in Ireland. But, and I know there's probably someone here. There's probably a lot of you watching this that work in like retail, and over Christmas you're going to get shouted at and all this kind of stuff will happen. But it's just like, if you're the person doing the shouting, which I hope none of you are, just have a bit of respect. Just like this, clapping at people on the street, clicking at people in restaurants, hey, talking over people. It happens all the time here. Another example, today I was in updating my phone contract. So basically, when I moved here, I set up my phone contract with my passport. But because I didn't have a residence card, every month I'd have to go to the Virgin Megastore and hand my passport in again. But I have my Emirates card now. So this is the last time I have to do it, but I had to go in today and I had to give my Emirates ID, and now I don't have to go do that every month. And I was there in the middle of the process with the woman, and this other woman appears just out of nowhere, and it's like, excuse me, and just like, her phone in front of the girl that was helping me. And it's just, no, I didn't care. I was in no rush. It was Sunday, I was chilling, it was fine. And the other girl started panicking, thinking I was about to start shouting at her, because obviously she was helping me, and now this other woman has like butted in to help her, and she's looking at me like scared look in her eyes. And I was like, no, it's okay. But like, the amount of people that I imagine will turn and just start shouting, and it's just like, just have a bit of respect. Like, respect people, have manners. It will get you a long way. And you're like, I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't see how it gets you anywhere easier, any further. I guess, here maybe it just gets things done quicker, but like, I don't know, it just grinds my gears. And I'd love to know if any of you are living in any other countries and you see it, especially European countries, because all the people I've seen doing it are Europeans. So I don't want to hear any of this, oh, it's a, must be like a, an Emirati thing, because it's not. They're not. It's not a cultural thing. It's Europeans that are living here. Now, I've been to Europe, obviously, and you don't see this, so I don't know. Or maybe it's a classist thing. I don't know, but it's not good anyway. So if you're one of them people, don't be. Sorry, that was a little bit of a rant. I was clearly waiting to get off my chest. Another thing I want to talk about is momentum, and how important momentum is. And I feel like I probably talk about this every 4 or 5 episodes, but it's so important. And I only feel it when I'm in it, and when you're not in it, then you're like, why is nothing working? And then you start to gain a bit of momentum, everything just falls into place, everything goes great. If you have momentum in anything, if it's in school, if it's in dating, if it's in work, if it's in business, whatever it is, fitness, if you have momentum, do your best not to let it go. Because I've noticed now recently, so I've stopped going to jiu-jitsu, not, well, obviously by choice, but like, I didn't choose, okay, I'm going to stop going to jiu-jitsu now, but I've just been working a lot. I've been focusing on work, and therefore the jiu-jitsu is kind of coming in last on my list of priorities. Now, I've still been getting exercise in, but it's not been the same. And I've lost my momentum now. So then today I was going to go, and I found every excuse in the sun not to go, and I was really disappointed in myself. I didn't go. And it's just a momentum. But now in work, things are going good, and I'm busy, and there's deals happening, and it's just like work, and it's great to hold on to that momentum. But it's like balancing the momentum, but don't lose it. Whatever you do, try your best not to lose momentum, because it makes it so much more difficult to get it back. And that's in everything. If you're eating well, if you're eating healthy, it's why drinking can really like fuck things up. If you drink every weekend, or you go out every weekend, you lose your momentum throughout the week. So I find, like, in the weeks where I do go drinking on the weekend, the Sunday is just ruined. Like, you can't do, well, you could do something, but you get very little done. Whereas today, I didn't go drinking this weekend. This Sunday, I got loads and loads of stuff done. I got my suits altered, I bought new shoes for work, went and did some contracts and work. I went to the beach, had my breakfast on the beach. I recorded this video. I didn't do this video last week. I don't know if anyone pays attention to how regular the videos come out. I didn't do it last week, so I went out Saturday night. I was hungover. I was lying on this couch, and I had the camera set up in front of me, and I sat here looking at it for like 5 minutes, and I didn't do anything. I didn't do shit. So momentum is super important. And even with these podcasts, I did the first 12 episodes all in a row, 12 weeks in a row. Seriously good momentum there. It's starting to get views. My last one, I think before I stopped, it got like 400 or 500 views. I stopped for like a month, made one 2 weeks ago, got like 100 and something views, and now it's, you know, I've fallen off again. Like, and the views have fallen off, the momentum has fallen off. And with my TikToks now, I have a bit of momentum on there, so I'm trying to keep going. But TikTok is it's a delicate one, because you could go a week where your views are down, but you can't stop, because it does circle back. And it's almost like TikTok are like testing your, you know, it's like they're testing how committed you are to it. So I've noticed now, even when the views are down, if I just keep doing what I'm doing, they tend to circle back, and then the views go up again. So it's just a thing. It's just a matter of momentum, keeping it going, trying not to lose it, because once you lose something, it's very hard to get it back. But it's really easy to maintain something. So just do your best to keep the momentum. Yeah. Now this also, then what I want to talk about is 29 degrees in December, because I'm in the desert, which is nice. And I thought when I moved here that I'd get sick of the heat. You know, I don't know if anyone can relate to this. When you go on holidays, you know, you're living in Ireland, you go on holidays for the summer, you're always kind of happy to, like, the heat is great, and then you kind of get home and you're like, oh, it's nice to be out of the heat again. I'm not feeling that at all here now. Now I know it's a good time, and you're still 29 degrees here today, like, but it's winter time, and I'm just loving the heat, and I'm not feeling it as much. And I seen like a YouTube video I was watching last night of a guy that was here a week ago, and he was at the same watch event that I was at, and he was saying, oh, the heat, I can't stand it. He was a British guy. So I was thinking, I remember that day feeling chilly. I was like, geez, I wish I brought my jumper or something, because it was getting kind of cold. It was a bit of a breeze. So it's funny how your body like acclimatizes to things, and the weather is obviously one of them, but it acclimatizes to everything, and even like your living situations. So for me, for example, most of you would probably know, whoever watches, that I used to be in car sales, and in car sales, 6 years in car sales, I always had really nice cars. Kind of perk of the job, company cars, you get nice cars. So when I was working in Paul O'Connor's garage, I used to have a nice BMW, Audi, generally speaking, one of the two. Then I moved here and I got a Nissan Sunny, which is basically just the cheapest car you can get here. And I got used to it so quickly, and like I remember the first few times driving it, I was like, oh my god, what have I done? But after like a week or two, you're just used to it again. And it just goes to show, like, you can get used to things super fast, and your body can climatize to things really fast, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, of course. But it's like if you put on weight, your body just gets used to it, and also when you're exercising a lot, your body gets used to it. But yeah, it's funny how you can just adjust to things, and it's obviously just something inside humans that they're able to adjust to things and figure all this kind of stuff out. I don't know where I was going with that. Again, as I said, I don't really plan these things out, so sometimes I just kind of go off track and then I lose it. But yeah, Christmas, coming home for 10 days, which I'm looking forward to, and then looking forward to getting back here in January then. So during my first full year in the job, I've had a good start, but I want to do a lot better and a lot more. So hopefully next week, I'll be recording from my new permanent accommodation, because I've been renting month by month since I got here, but I have my residency now, so I can rent a long-term apartment for a year. So I'm hoping that by this time next week, for the next video, I'll be in my brand new apartment, which would be nice. But there's a lot of things that can stop that from happening, so I'm just hoping now everything goes as planned this week. I'm going to do a viewing on Monday with one of my colleagues, and she's going to show me an apartment, and hopefully I like it. Hopefully the landlord accepts my client profile, likes me, can do a deal, and I get to move in there before the end of the week, which would be really fantastic. Otherwise, if not, I'll just have to find somewhere else. But I want to get that sorted before Christmas, so I can come back in January and just everything's ready to go. I don't have anything to worry about, which would be really nice. But I've settled in quite well here. Haven't been homesick, which has kind of surprised me. I thought I'd be homesick. I'm sure now when I get home I'll realize there was things I missed, but it's like, with phones these days and stuff like that, it's so easy to stay in contact with everyone. Anyone who wants to stay in contact with me does, and some people have, may not have contacted me, and it is what it is. Some people just don't do it, and it'll be the exact same as when I left off when I get home with them. So it just depends on your relationship with the person, I guess. Yeah, I've been spending the weekends kind of just exploring Dubai. I'm trying to make sure I see everything. I know all the areas, so I've some areas are obviously nicer than others around here, and some areas are more expensive and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of it. That's all I'm going to talk about today. Thank you all so much for listening. One thing, so this is coming out on the Sunday night. On Wednesday, I hope I'm right. On Wednesday, there's going to be a podcast release that I'm on. It's over an hour long, but it's going to be a little different because I'm being interviewed. It's on Connor Sunderland's YouTube page, so I will make sure to share it on my Instagram story. I'll also share it on my Twitter and my TikTok and whatever else I can. But make sure you give that a listen and go back and listen to some of his new episodes. So he started a new podcast, really, really high quality. None of this kind of shit like I have with iPhones and no mics. Rented out a podcast studio, really, really high quality editing, high quality sound. He's actually a really, really good host, asks really good questions. So my episode is coming out next week. He's had like 4 episodes, I think, come out before mine, and they're really, really good if you want to go back and listen to them. And he's a really, really he's some really, really good guests lined up as well for the future. So I'm happy to be on the panel of people he asked. It was an absolute pleasure. Got to talk a little bit about my story from a point of view from someone else asking me the questions. The amount of stuff I was able to talk about that, funnily enough, I haven't already spoken about on one of these episodes was interesting, just because things that maybe I think no one cares about, or maybe it's hard to bring up on a solo podcast and you're talking about yourself, but someone can ask you and you're able to go off on it a bit more. But yeah, so that's something I'm really, really excited for, and I obviously recorded it a couple of weeks ago, so it's coming out on Wednesday, but I'll share it on everything anyway. So if you're not following my Instagram, make sure you just follow me there maybe, and you'll be able to see it there. Otherwise, yeah, just goals. I think I spoke about this in the last episode, trying to get this YouTube channel to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're on like 800 and something. I think we were on 800, just coming up to 800 the last episode, so we've got like 812 or something now. But if you aren't subscribed, please do, and please like, comment, share, whatever you need to do. And also then my TikTok, I'm doing quite a bit on TikTok at the moment. If you haven't seen any of that, you're more than welcome to go have a look. Gino Forte something on TikTok. Just type in Gino Forte onto TikTok or Instagram or YouTube and I should come up. Guys, thank you all so much. Like, subscribe, share, whatever it takes. Appreciate you all. Any questions, anything, topics you want me to talk about, or any guests you'd like to have me sit? Yeah, actually, let's talk about this really, really quickly. So I've done podcasts in the past with me and Sam, where we've done like interviews with people, and they've done well. They've done okay, but what I want to do is something a little different. So I like this thing where I just talk about topics, because none of this is planned out. But what I would like to do is I'd like to sit with someone beside me here and do the exact same thing. And I don't want to interview them, so they don't have to have a story, but I just want someone that's going to sit here and talk about whatever. If you've someone in mind in Dubai or in Ireland that you think would be good, that you think would be topical, that you think would be worth having on, I'd like to do some double ones. So not so much, I don't want to interview someone, I just want someone here that can just weigh in on this kind of stuff. Criteria, they have to be sound, they have to be enjoyable, I guess. They have to be in their in their 20s, because that's kind of the topic of the thing, 20s, 30s, and just someone that can sit here, share some thoughts about their own things. And yeah, so if you have anyone in mind, please leave a comment down below, tag them or send me their page, or if you might be interested, just send me a message on Instagram. Okay, thank you all so much. Have a great evening, have a good week, keep the momentum if you have it, stay hydrated, drink your electrolytes, do whatever you need to. Bye.